All right, one line. Good afternoon. Captain Ian Clark, Director of the Police Training and Education Division. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the Montgomery County Police Training Academy Commencement Exercise for Session 73. As I was preparing remarks for today, this is literally my 19th draft. I wanted to express how great it is to return to some normalcy. However, we're still not there yet. We're close to normal, not quite. For those who know, this is being live streamed remotely to those potentially around the world to celebrate this great day. So to reuse an overused word from 2020, we pivot from planning on being all together to potentially fully remote and virtual to this hybrid method. Regardless of where you are in the world, here, across the globe watching this great event, this is a day of celebration for our law enforcement family, and particularly the 20 officers who have just completed 25 weeks of intensive training. They have been challenged mentally, physically, academically, and emotionally. And these 25 officers have made it through an absolute difficult time. So session 73, I want to let you know there are hundreds of people that will be watching virtually and cheering for you. For those that are here, this really is a day of celebration. I expect clapping, laughing, enjoyment. This is a celebration of greatness. And with that, I'd like to take a moment to recognize the executives that are present today. Pastor Greg Zetz. Montgomery County Police Chief Marcus Jones. Gaithersburg Police Chief Mark Schroka. Rockville City Police Chief Victor Brito. Tacoma Park Police Chief Antonio Duvall. Maryland National Capital Park Police Montgomery County Division Assistant Chief Bryson Evans. County Council President and member of the Public Safety Committee, Mr. Gabe Albornoz. County Council member and chairperson of the Public Safety Committee, Mr. Sidney Katz. County Council member and member of the Public Safety Committee, Mr. Tom Hucker. Montgomery County State's Attorney, Mr. John McCarthy. Assistant State's Attorney, Ms. Christina Rodriguez. Clerk of the Court, Ms. Karen Bushel. Assistant Chief Darren Frank, Management Services Bureau. Assistant Chief Willie Parker Lone, Patrol Service Bureau. Assistant Chief Dinesh Patel, Investigative Services Bureau. Assistant Chief Mark Yamada, Field Services Bureau. Montgomery County Sheriff Darren Popkin. Montgomery County Chief Deputy Maxwell Wee. Virtually, Assistant Chief Carmen Faciolo, Community Resources Bureau. And we also have our 6 district commands that are with us on the stage. The commands are where Montgomery County, where these officers have graduated, will be going. Representing the 1st District, Commander Elizabeth Hattenberg. From the 2nd District, Commander Sean Gagan. Our 3rd District, Commander David McBain. From the 4th District, Commander Nicholas Augustine. From the 5th District, Deputy Commander Lieutenant David Cohen. And from our 6th District, Commander Eric Stancliffe. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to please stand and remain standing for the presentation of colors by the Montgomery County Law Enforcement Joint Color Team and the Shields of Montgomery County Law Enforcement Pipe Band. And then following that, the singing of the national anthem by our very own officer, Kim Curry.
shoulder, up. Breathe in, up.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Shoulder, up.
Thank you, Officer Curry. It was beautiful. Please remain standing and bow your heads as we observe a moment of silence for all the Montgomery County's fallen public safety officials. Thank you.
Order. Ready, two. Right, face. Forward, march.
I'd like to thank Color Guard. It was wonderful. Once again. At this time, I'd like to invite up Pastor Zetz.
Good afternoon. Psalm 89 says, I will sing of the Lord's great mercies forever. With my mouth, I will make your faithfulness known through all generations. I would declare that your love stands firm forever, that you establish your faithfulness in heaven itself. The heavens are yours, and yours also the earth. You founded the world and all that is in it. Let's pray. Father, I give thanks for this day that you have made. I thank you for this class of men and women who have worked hard to be here today. Lord, we're celebrating a new beginning for session 73. The start of their careers and the noble responsibility of being servants to the public. I ask that your presence would rest upon this gathering. With great joy, we begin this ceremony and ask that all that is done here today would honor your name. And Lord, I ask that each person that speaks would be given wisdom and would have peace in their heart. Lord, I commit this ceremony into your hands now in your wonderful and glorious name. And I do pray, Father, that you would protect everyone in this place from COVID. In your glorious name we pray. Amen. Amen. You may be seated.
Thank you, Pastor Zetz. At this time, I'd like to invite up to the podium Ms. Bushel, who will administer the oath of office. We have a clap. Yeah.
Good afternoon and congratulations once again. You raise your right hand and repeat after me. I
Kenneth Armiger. Gage Eversole. Daniel Lehman. Zachary Faust. Fadil Matumartes. Kyle Markley. Ryan Midland. Joel Quillen. Antonio Ruiz. Jason Sanchez. Cassidy Tompkins. Kendall. Noel Whalen. Chance Thrasher. Donald Murray. Tyler Rayburn.
do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of
execute the office of Montgomery County Police Department, Gaithersburg City Police Department, Rockville City Police Department,
Macomb Park Police Department.
the Maryland National Capital Park Police,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was just, wow, incredible. Once again. Our county executive, Mark Elrich, cannot be with us today. However, he has sent a video message for all of us to watch.
I'm sorry that I'm not able to join you in person today. As you may have heard, I'm recovering from COVID and didn't think it was wise to be with you in person this week. I wanted to share that information with you because I wanted you to know why I can't be with you here personally to share this celebration of your achievement with you and your families. First and foremost, I want to wish you congratulations on becoming sworn police officers. You are a unique class of new officers. You were hired and trained completely under pandemic conditions. And these very same conditions that makes your willingness to serve so important and special. We are a community currently in a public health crisis that is impacting our families economically and emotionally. Having your well-trained skills and commitment to serve our communities at this time is greatly needed and appreciated. I want to thank your family, your friends, and loved ones who have supported you throughout this journey and who are here for you today and who will continue to be there for you in the years to come as you serve. The Montgomery County Police Department has a long history of helping out in the county and around the region, from the sniper attacks 20 years ago to peacefully supervising protests during the pandemic to responding to the insurrection at the Capitol last year. This department has always answered the call. I want to acknowledge and thank Chief Jones and all of the officers who have trained you to become a Montgomery County police officer, and all the sworn officers and civilian staff who will continue to guide and mentor you as you grow and succeed in this department. You're becoming a police officer during a period of transition for this profession, from staffing shortages to changes in training, protocol, and perception. But the one perception you are disproving is the notion that being a police officer is no longer desired by those who want to serve the community. You understand and have been trained in de-escalation tactics and how to better identify those with mental health or substance abuse issues, along with other social issues that you will encounter when you're out there on the street. You're becoming an officer in a new era of technology and transparency, and with greater than ever public scrutiny. The fact that you're all standing here today and ready to take this on says a lot about your character. But this new environment for policing should not be perceived as negative or even a challenge. This is an opportunity to reimagine public safety. Over the next several years, the techniques we are adapting to today will be the normal of tomorrow. And as the future leaders of this police role in evolving and progressing this police department to 21st century solutions and holistic engagement of our citizens, not just as police officers, but as peace officers. But the one constant that will always be expected, and is the standard of this department, is to be caring, be compassionate, and be the consummate professional to our community. Today, you're given a great honor and responsibility in this county. We, myself, your chief, your fellow officers, and your family and friends are counting on you to make the most of it. I wish you good luck, good fortune, and please be safe, be smart, and be fair when you're out there.
Thank you, Mr. Elrich. At this time, I'd like to now welcome County Council President Gabe Albornoz to the podium to say a few words.
Good afternoon, good people, and congratulations to the 73rd session. My name is Gabe Albornoz. I have the honor and privilege of serving as our council president. And in the 1980s, my parents sold their house in Gaithersburg and my grandparents sold their house in Silver Spring, and we moved to Bethesda. Within a few months, we befriended a neighbor who was a widowed woman in her 80s, a lovely woman who from time to time I would help mow her lawn or help her unpack her groceries into her house. One winter night, our neighbor was brutally murdered, senselessly, right next to us. And as it turns out, I was probably one of the last people to have ever spoken to her. I will never forget the Montgomery County police officers and the detective in particular that came to our home to interview our family to see if they could glean any information, and me specifically because I had spoken to her. I remember being a scared boy, overwhelmed by just the raw evil that had happened just next to our home. But I also remember the compassion and the decency and the patience that that detective showed with me as a boy who was scared. Every interaction I have had since with police officers here in Montgomery County has been nothing but positive. As the director of the Recreation Department, I saw with my own two eyes officers that spent their own time and energy to mentor and guide youth. And I've had the opportunity to work alongside our remarkable, dedicated men and women. The training that this 73rd session received is so important and will take them so far. But it's that humanity that that detective that showed me, which is going to take them even further. But that humanity has to cut both ways. We have to acknowledge that the jobs that these officers are about to embark on are difficult on a good day, that they have to process reams of information and policy and procedure and law in real time. 8 months ago, I had the opportunity to participate in a ride-along. And I saw once again, just in a microcosm of one night, what these officers experience every day, the decency by which they showed the victim of domestic violence, the engagement with our public in ways that were so productive and helpful and dignified. I also saw with my own two eyes how terrible some of our own residents can be and how negative of an environment we are in, with some people spewing terrible things to officers just simply trying to do their jobs. We are in a complex time. And as the county executive acknowledged, we are in a state of transition. But I believe firmly that we can meet this moment, that we can acknowledge that we have to change to reflect the change that's happening in our community while still honoring the sacrifice of these brave men and women and the acknowledgement of the difficulty of the jobs that await them. I lastly want to thank all of you, the families who are here this afternoon, who I know are beaming with pride right now, but also are probably feeling a little bit anxious about the world that your loved ones are about to enter. As an elected official in our community, I want you to know that we stand with you, that I, as council president and as a member of this body, will do what I can to provide these men and women with the support that they need. Mahatma Gandhi once said that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service to others. And that's exactly what these men and women have decided to do. They have decided to serve all of us. And we can never thank them enough for that sacrifice. Thank you.
Thank you, Council President Albanaz. Now I'd like to welcome to the podium Council Member and Chairperson of the Public Safety Committee, Mr. Sidney Katz.
Thank you, Captain. It's truly my pleasure to be a part of the ceremony today and to join my council colleagues, some of whom you're hearing from today, in congratulating the graduates of Session 73, and of course, their families as well. I have that same pride that many of you have today as a family member. My middle brother is a retired lieutenant with the Maryland State Police, and we lived through the pride and concern of the everyday events that he lived through. But being a police officer has never been an easy job for the person performing the job as well as their families. We thank each of you for your dedication, and we thank you for your willingness to help the community each and every day. We thank you for being willing to risk your own safety to help people who many times you have never previously met. We thank you for doing a job where you never hear enough thank yous. And we thank you for your dedication and your hard work. And of course, we thank your families for sharing you with us. Again, congratulations, be safe, and be well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair Katz, for those words. Next, I'd like to invite up to the podium County Council Member and member of the Public Safety Committee, Mr. Tom Hooker.
Good afternoon, everyone. Congratulations to Chief Jones, Captain Clark, and your whole leadership team on reaching today's milestone. And congratulations to all the graduates. Graduating from the Academy is no easy feat, so I commend you on your outstanding achievements. You all give me hope that there are so many people who are willing to serve and protect our community, even in these challenging times. Your willingness to put your own safety on the line to protect our community is especially profound now during this devastating pandemic and the uptick in crime that it's been associated with. During every interaction that you will have with our 1 million residents, you are no longer just representing yourselves. You're representing the departments, the chief, the county government, and all of our 1 million residents. This is an awesome responsibility, and one I know you don't take lightly. Every interaction with our residents is one that they may remember for years, so we have a lot of confidence in your training and your judgment. I very much appreciate your willingness to serve and sacrifice, and I want to thank you and acknowledge the families, the parents and the spouses and the children for your vital support as well. My grandfather was a St. Louis police officer who lost his life in the line of duty 100 years ago last month. But the good news is the St. Louis Police Department hired my grandmother, his widow, who worked in the department for 40 years and filled my entire childhood with inspirational stories of her career. So I have enormous personal respect for your commitment and your service. You've made it through intensive training. You should all feel proud of what you've accomplished. I'm confident that all of you here today will serve with compassion and great respect for others. I hope you'll not only serve this community, but be intentional and dedicated about becoming a trusted member of the communities here in Montgomery County. All of our communities benefit when police officers live in the neighborhoods they serve, and the council is working to make it easier for police and first responders to live right here in Montgomery County. So in October, Council President Albornoz, Chairman Katz, and I introduced a bill that will provide a tax credit to police and first responders who live in Montgomery County during their first 5 years of service. Neighborhoods are safer, police-community relations are enhanced when more officers are able to send their children to our schools, join neighborhood associations, and even become familiar with our neighborhoods. We're all committed to serving your needs, so please don't hesitate to reach out to me at any time to tell me about your experiences and how I could be helpful. Congratulations again on your great achievement. We're very proud of you, and we're counting on you. Your success is the county's success. I wish you nothing but the best and look forward to your continued achievements. Thank you.
For those that don't know the structure of our county government, you may not, every member of our public safety committee is here supporting session 73, and we just heard from him. And once again, thank you, and thank you to the county executive for sending a message. So with that, the person that everybody really wants to hear from during this event, I welcome to the podium Chief Marcus Jones, Montgomery County Department of Police.
So good afternoon, and thank you to Captain Clark for his leadership and running his first graduation program. And again, thanks to all of our dignitaries for joining us today. It is a great pleasure to see you all on this historic day. And it has some significant meaning for session 73, and I'll share that in a second. But I want to make sure that the families and the loved ones who are here today and friends know that this is a celebration. I got a vibe that this has felt like more like a funeral to some degree. So I want everyone to kind of get uplifted. And when it is time for your loved one to walk across the stage, I want you to feel welcome to come down and take photographs as they are receiving their certificate of accomplishment of graduating from Montgomery County's Police Academy. So we want you all to kind of relax. I know we are in a different day, but we want to, again, thank you all for joining us today. As we believed about 6 months ago that today would have been a celebration with a large crowd inside of this auditorium, COVID-19 would not allow for it. And here we are with a smaller and restricted crowd, yet still virtual. And thanks to the folks who are out in virtual land who have joined us today, for loved ones and others to celebrate session 73 for their graduation from the Montgomery County Police Training Academy. Thank you to the police officer candidates who have just become our newest law enforcement officers in Montgomery County. My fellow chiefs and our sheriff and I, along with the residents of Montgomery County, are grateful that you chose this career path, that you are willing to serve and protect the more than 1 million people who live here. Thank you to the families and friends of the members of the class. Without your support, encouragement, and guidance, the path for these young men and women would be that much tougher. I know you are proud of your loved ones' accomplishments thus far, while looking forward to what they will do in the years to come. Session 73, you are a very special class. You are the first class to graduate in the 2nd century of the existence of the Montgomery County Police Department. A century ago, exactly 100 years this year, this department was formed with a chief and 5 officers. That's it. Of course, Montgomery County was a much smaller place then also and much more rural than today. 35,000 people and lots of cows, horses, and open land was this county then. Much has changed over 100 years. The department you are joining has become bigger, better, and more professional. Our training that you have completed has become one of the best in the nation. The challenges have changed also. Montgomery County today is much different than that of a century ago. We have more people, are more urbanized and more diverse, with residents coming from any place on earth. These are all positive developments, even if they make the life of a police officer more challenging. Technology has changed. The tools we use are different and will evolve as time goes on. From weapons to body-worn cameras to drones, changes will come, as will the rules that govern our use of new and better tools. But images of what you do and how you do it will be with us for many years to come. Remember the word change throughout your career, because it will occur over time, as it has done during my career and along with many officers and deputies who are with us today from our agencies. Our rules of working with the public have changed and will change. Laws governing what we can and cannot do have changed and will continue to change. I beg of you to open your minds to this change and offer it for the betterment of our profession and our communities. It will be up to you to grow and to adapt to whatever comes your way. We want independent thinkers and creative problem solvers. We want officers who protect and serve as neighbors and partners. And we want dedicated and passionate officers who strive every day to make the right decisions. We want officers to consider themselves to be a part of this community and who act in its best interests. At the same time, let me tell you what has not changed. There were bank robberies and traffic accidents 100 years ago, and our officers responded. There were homicides 100 years ago, and our officers responded. Throughout the history of this department, your predecessors have protected and served the residents of Montgomery County, facing whatever challenges came their way. That duty and that honor have not changed over the past 100 years and will not change over the next 100. You will see to that, and those who come after you will see to that. You are embarking on a wonderful career. You will have the opportunity to influence hundreds, perhaps thousands of lives. You will grow and learn and evolve. You will face exciting physical and intellectual challenges. Be proud of what you have accomplished and work harder to be the best we have to offer. With that said, you will face all of this and you will succeed because you are Montgomery County law enforcement. And I say to you, welcome to the family. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, Chief Jones, for those great words. Now, this is really a part of the program that everybody's been waiting for, where you're going to have an opportunity to watch your loved one walk across the stage. In a moment, I'm going to call our police chiefs up individually so they can recognize our new officers from session 73. Who you see down here is Dave Roloff from our forensic section. He'll be taking pictures of Chief Jones and the other chiefs and Session 73 officers up here. If you watch the Discovery Channel, it's okay for a forensic specialist to be taking pictures. This is really a good thing. So with that, also with the family and friends that are here in the crowd, please feel free to come up and take your own pictures right up here. So with that, Chief Jones. Officer Kenneth Armiger. Officer Gage Ebersole. Good. Officer Daniel Emond. There's a smile. Officer Zachary Faust. Officer Alexander. And for those that don't know, Officer Hayden, newly Officer Hayden is a legacy in our department. Officer Aaron Lynn. Officer Alfadir Mafra. Good job, Mom. Officer Kyle Markley. Officer Brian Midlam. Officer Joel Quillen. Officer Antonio Ruiz. Officer Jason Sanchez. Officer Cassidy Tompkins. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Now I'd like to invite to the front of the stage at this time Chief Mark Schroka, Gaithersburg City Police Department. Officer Mike Batista. Officer Tyler Kendall. And Officer Noah Whalen. Thank you, Chief. This time, I'd like to invite to the front of the stage Chief Victor Brito, Rockville City Police Department. Officer Chance Thrasher. Thank you, Chief. This time, I'd like to invite to the front of the stage Chief Antonio Duvall, Tacoma Park Police Department. Officer Chloe Haller Kaplan. Good job. Thank you, Chief. And at this time, I'd like to invite to the front of the stage Assistant Chief Bryson Evans, Maryland National Capital Park Police, Montgomery County Division. Officer Donald Murray. Officer Tyler Raybuck. Thank you, Chief. Congratulations. One more round for our newest guardian. Well done. Okay, I now invite the Deputy Director of the Training and Education Division, Lieutenant Lisa Engstrom, who will begin the awards part of our ceremony.
Thank you, Captain. At this time, it is a privilege to begin the awards portion of the ceremony. Awards are presented to individuals who have excelled in specific major training categories. These skills are based on their demonstration of superior skill, academic achievement, and their overall dedication to excellence. All these officers have worked extremely hard as individuals and as part of a team. More often than not, the final scores and the overall winner are separated by mere tenths of a percentage point. Presenting the Driver's Training Award is Sergeant John Mullaney.
The Driver's Training Award is presented to the officer candidate who has achieved the highest degree of individual excellence in the area of driver training, including high-speed pursuit and defensive driving. The winners are, in third place, Officer Donald Murray. In second place, Officer Kenneth Armiger. And the winner of the Driver's Training Award, Officer Alexander Hayden.
Presenting the Harry Hamilton Traffic Award is Sergeant Keith Brubacher.
The Harry Hamilton Award is presented in memory of Traffic Officer Harry Hamilton, a former traffic instructor at the Academy. This award is for exemplary achievement in collision investigations and knowledge of the Maryland vehicle laws. In third place, Officer Antonio Ruiz. Second place, Officer Cassidy Tompkins. And the winner of the Harry Hamilton Award is Officer Alexander Hayden.
Presenting the Firearms Award is Sergeant Pete Baker.
The Firearms Award is presented to the officer candidate who has achieved the highest degree of individual excellence in firearms training. The winners are, in third place, Officer Daniel Emond. In second place, Officer Donald Murray. And the winner of the Firearms Award, Officer Cassidy Tompkins.
Presenting the Physical Training Award is Officer Marshall Weeder.
Physical Training Award is presented to the officer candidate who demonstrated outstanding achievement in physical training. The winners are, in third place, Gage Ebersol. In second place, Alexander Hayden. And the winner, Physical Training Award, Officer Alfadir Mafra.
Presenting the Crime Solvers Award is Officer Chris Knuth.
The Crime Solvers Award is sponsored by Crime Solvers of Montgomery County and is awarded to the officer candidate who has exhibited excellence in the combined areas of criminal law, report writing, crime scene investigations, and criminal investigations. The winners are, in third place, Officer Alexander Hayden. In second place, Officer Tyler Raybuck. And the winner of the Crime Solvers Award, Officer Brian Midlam.
Presenting the Patrol Procedures Award is Officer Kimberly Curry.
The Patrol Procedures Award is presented to the officer candidate who demonstrates outstanding achievement in patrol procedures, officer safety, and survival skills. In third place, we have Officer Antonio Ruiz. In second place, Officer Joel Quillen. And the winner of the Patrol Procedures Award is Officer Kyle Markley.
Presenting the Luke T. Hoffman Award for Academic Excellence is Sergeant John Mullaney.
The Luke T. Hoffman Award for Academic Excellence is presented to the officer who has attained the highest overall academic score, just as Luke Hoffman did in session 48. Officer Hoffman received the Harry Hamilton Award along with this award upon graduation from the Academy in July of 2006. The overall Academic Achievement Award was renamed in Luke's honor after he died in the line of duty on April 25, 2007. Officer Hoffman began his career with the Montgomery County Police on January 18, 2006. Throughout his police academy tenure, he maintained a steady and mature attitude. His hard work and intellect were a constant reminder that the department's future is strong. He was reliable, steady, humble, respectful, and had a unique sense of humor. Officer Hoffman continued to flourish in the field training program by impressing his coworkers with his excellent work ethic and subsequent impact as a solo patrol officer. Officer Hoffman's career was short, but his impact on the department and our community was substantial and long-lasting. Like all of our brother and sister officers who have made the ultimate sacrifice, this award with Luke's name honors their memory and dedication. In third place, Officer Tyler Kendall. In second place, Officer Brian Midlam. And the Session 73 winner of the Luke T. Hoffman Award for Academic Excellence is Officer Alexander Hayden.
Presenting the Captain James E. Daly Award is Officer Kimberly Curry.
The Captain James E. Daly Award is presented to the officer candidate who has demonstrated the greatest individual effort in exemplifying the standard of excellence that Captain James E. Daly Jr. set. Captain Daly was slain in the line of duty in 1976, along with Corporal John Franzak, while attempting to apprehend an armed bank robber. At the time of his death, Captain Daly was assigned to headquarters as the night duty commander. Prior to his promotion to captain, Captain Daly was a lieutenant at the police academy, and the Daly Wing is named in his honor. The significance of this award is that it is voted on upon the academy training staff. And the winner of the Daly Award is Officer Daniel Emond.
Presenting our final award today will be Captain Ian Clark.
The final award is the Class Speaker Award. Each session selects a classmate to express the class's feelings on their experience while at the academy and to explain to us what a career in law enforcement means to them. The previous awards were named in honor of individual officers who have served and made the ultimate sacrifice. The Class Speaker Award was renamed in 2001 by members of our department to honor the living legacy of a man who proudly served the department and citizens of Montgomery County from July 14th, 1958 until his retirement on June 1st, 1980. This man stood for pride, respect, integrity, dedication, and excellence. And those are the same traits that we strive to instill in our recruits to this day. The award is named for Sergeant Edward H. Joyner III. The winner of the Sergeant Edward Joyner Class Speaker Award for Session 73 is Officer Tyler Kendall.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the graduating officers, I would like to welcome you all. Whether you are here in person or watching online, we want to thank you for taking the time to celebrate our graduation from the Montgomery County Police Academy's 73rd session. I would like to especially welcome and thank Chief Jones, Chief Schroka, Chief Brito, Chief Duvall, Sheriff Popkin, and Chief Edmonds for taking the time to be here and celebrate with us today. On July 19th, 2021, 35 police officer candidates reported to the Public Safety Training Academy for day one of our police training journey. Little did we know, for the next 25 weeks, we would train, learn, grow, and most importantly, develop relationships together that would impact us for a lifetime. From the moment we entered the gym doors, it was evident that Session 73 was going to be something special. Many of us were not sure if we'd make it 25 weeks in the police academy. There were certainly days where many of us questioned why we were even doing this. But we kept pushing. We overcame a variety of challenges and obstacles, and after 25 weeks, 20 of us earned the title of police officer. We earned the privilege to wear these badges on our chests. Nothing was easy, nothing was free, but each member of Session 73 is greater than self. I would like to reflect on a few of the notable moments of our training experience. As I said before, nothing was easy and nothing was free. Session 73 learned that fairly early on. It wasn't uncommon during the first few months of the academy for the instructors to come into the classroom using their instructor voice to tell us to go into the lobby. The instructors loved to get the blood flowing on days when we were in the classrooms for the majority of the day. Well, one day we were getting the blood flowing, and afterward, we came back into our classroom to find that our guidon was missing. It wasn't missing. We forgot to bring it to the lobby with us. But fear not. 10 minutes later, a few of the instructors brought a nice new guidon into the classroom for us. Our new guidon consisted of two 45-pound weight plates, two 35-pound weight plates, two 25-pound weight plates, and a barbell with a shower towel on it, hopefully unused. We had the honor of toting this guidon around for the next 3 or 4 weeks. We definitely learned our lesson after that. Another favorite moment among the class was Monday morning inspections. There was no greater feeling than hearing detail, forward, march on a Monday morning. We all did more push-ups than we would have liked to, and we all learned the importance of lint rolling. We really learned the importance of lint rolling. Whether it was calling Sergeant Brewer, Officer Knuth, or vice versa, or whether it was spelling Officer Weeder's name wrong, we all gave our best, and yet somehow we just couldn't get it right. We ended up going sideways. But it's all part of the training experience. As a class, we have many memories together, like seeing Officer Markley's incident during EVOC. And let me paint a little picture for you. Myself and some classmates went to move some vehicles during EVOC. Officer Markley got in his car, closed the door, put that puppy in reverse, and all you hear is right over a cone. He's looking around like, oh my gosh, did I actually really do that? And he proceeds to put the car in drive, hit the other cone right in front of him. And again, he's sitting in the driver's seat. Oh my gosh, looking around, seeing if any staff members saw him, which luckily I don't think any of the staff members saw him. He was rather upset at himself for that one. Or like the one time it felt like a sauna in the classroom, wasn't a good time. Or even better, explaining to a classroom of 20 plus people the steps that one must take to earn their pen license. And yes, you heard me, their pen license. I could stand here and share memories all day long, but I want to take some time to recognize some key people who played a role in our training journey. First, our instructors. We all had some highs and lows with the instructors, but I think Session 73 can agree that we've been trained by some of the most professional, knowledgeable, and caring instructors. Even though they told us a fun run was fun, and even though they told us that we were going to get coffee and donuts during one of our afternoon blocks, we still enjoyed learning from the instructors. There are 2 instructors who I would like to especially highlight. First, Sergeant Kevin Burns. Sergeant Burns has been serving on the Montgomery County Police Department for over 30 years, and his most recent assignment brought him to the training academy where he has served as the entry-level training sergeant. Session 73 will be Sergeant Burns' last academy class as he is retiring from the department. Session 73 is proud of the work we've done as Sergeant Burns' last academy class. We believe that it is a direct reflection of his hard work and dedication to training the new faces of the department. We wish him nothing but the best in his retirement and future endeavors. The second instructor I would like to highlight is Lieutenant Dan Frizz. Lieutenant Frizz tragically passed away on October 31st, 2021. This was without a doubt the hardest challenge Session 73 was faced with. I know each officer here today would agree when I say that Lieutenant Frizz was truly a blessing at the training academy. Lieutenant Frizz was never one to get upset at us recruits or make us do push-ups in the hallway. He was always encouraging us to do better, to keep pushing, and to stick with it. Lieutenant Frizz would occasionally come and work out with us, and he also participated in our 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb. He left a lasting impact on each and every person he interacted with, and Session 73 is truly grateful for the time we got to spend with Lieutenant Frizz. As I begin to close today, I would like to thank one last group of people, our families. For many of us, our family played a crucial role as our support system. They stood by us as we left in the early hours of the morning, came home in the late hours of the evening, spent countless hours studying, and so much more. Our families were there for us when we felt like we couldn't go any longer. They encouraged us to keep going. To each and every family member here with us today or watching from abroad, thank you. Without your support, we could not have done this. Session 73, it is my honor to have been elected as your class speaker. I am truly grateful for the time we have spent together and for having the opportunity to get to know each of you. I hope we continue to communicate and grow as friends and as a class. Regardless of what agency you represent, we are all brothers and sisters, and we are all Session 73, now and forever. I wish you all safe, long, and happy careers. I will leave you with a quote from Oliver Wendell Holmes. It reads, "What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us." Thank you.
Congratulations to Officer Kendall and to all those who were mentioned and won awards today. I'd also like to thank the Academy staff for presenting these individual awards. Well done. Congratulations. So, Session 73, as your captain for a few more moments, I want to share some words, pass on some information and advice. To be fair, not all of it is original. Some of it has come from mentors and leaders I've followed over the years and made it my own. 1 year ago today, literally about this time, I received an alert on my phone. DC protests, support immediate call at 15:10 hours. And in very short order, an incidents management team was stood up, and over 50 of our officers from Montgomery County deployed to the United States Capitol to defend it in the following days and hours. You all literally, during your career, may receive a similar call. In this noble and value-driven profession, you will not get a choice. You will not choose which crisis or tragedy you will need to address. As Officer Kendall spoke kindly about Lieutenant Frez, I personally experienced that with his passing. And I can tell you, he could not be prouder of Session 73. Just understand that these low-frequency, high-impact events can be the most difficult to deal with. You all are about to see more facets of humanity than any other line of work, from incidents that will make you wonder how we survive as a species, to acts of selflessness and kindness that will bring you to your knees. And that literally can be in one shift. I want to read a quote from Kathleen Diaz. She's a columnist for Police One magazine about you all. Every officer needs to be an empathetic, well-spoken, SEAL-trained ninja with double majors in psychology and social work, who considers the job a calling and has no bills to pay, no nerves to fray, and enforces the law completely objectively while also using discretion at all times, unless it's going to result in arresting or not arresting the wrong person at the wrong time for the wrong thing in the opinion of every member of the public. And I can tell you, every officer has their own version of something like this in their head. Oftentimes, my boss, Assistant Chief Frank, calls himself a firefighter. And that's when I have to take his temperature, give him a bottle of water, and sit him down, make sure he's okay. But the point of being like a firefighter is always putting out small fires. And I think this quote really does a good job of just describing officers in this profession. With this profession, in policing, it's the only line of work where an event involving law enforcement can occur thousands of miles away and is perceived to happen right in our community. And with that, over the last year and a half, we've been through unprecedented change. New scrutiny, laws, training. I want to read some of that information or changes over the last year and a half, coming on 2 years. It is usually beneficial to take time to explain your actions to others with whom you are dealing, especially in situations requiring diffusing. It may reduce confusion on the part of other persons. It may reduce hostile feelings on the part of other persons. It may reduce negative perceptions of your motives. It may facilitate cooperation of the other persons. It demonstrates respect for other people. Officers dealing with individuals in mental crisis should have clear and calm communication. Monitor the officer's tone and volume. Monitor your own body language. Monitor the words you choose. And if you're verbally abused, ignore. And then finally, the traits of a good officer, quote, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. The traits are maintain your manners, your courtesy, your consideration, and your active listening. Does anybody know what bill that came from, or new training, or is that Chief Jones's new vision? This is my Dealing with People book, Session 37. And the reason I read these quotes is because this is how I was trained. And I want to let you know we've been doing a lot of good for a long time. from session 37. No one is ever happy to see a cop in the rearview mirror. I certainly know when I'm driving and look in my mirror and I see those blue cruise lights, I touch my seatbelt, turn the radio down, put both hands on the steering wheel, keep looking in the rearview mirror, looking at my speed. And this is when I'm driving in my cruiser. But that being said, there's a lot of support, an amazing amount of support for you all out there, and you need to know that. We are in an age of data and analysis, but I can tell you all, there's one piece of data that is almost impossible to capture, and it is what event did you alter? When you enter that police car, you're about to become the most visible change agent that people know. When you're stopped at a red light, driving through a neighborhood, operating on the Beltway, everyone sees you. People slow down, they stop texting, they will put their seatbelt on, and they may not consume alcoholic beverage and operate that motor vehicle. You will never know what life you have saved in the future because of the behavior that you have changed. Same is true when you're out of the cruiser, and do get out of your cruiser frequently. Become curious, walk the neighborhoods, say hello to the kids in the park, be a cop in a shop having a casual conversation with the owners, the managers, and the employees. These simple actions build on the first pillar of 21st century policing, trust and legitimacy, and you won't even know it. You cannot predict when these relationships that you have built will help us to keep the community together. And in my final piece of advice, it's about decisions. Throughout your day, month, career, you'll come to decision points. I'm not talking about the OODA loop or critical decision-making model. It's more basic. The standard that I grew up with was knowing about making good decisions. It was called, what would your mother think if she saw what you're doing? And I probably disappointed my mother quite a few times. But this analysis has changed over the time. And if you follow this model, you'll be okay. Imagine 3 prongs: moral, legal, ethical. And those prongs are surrounded by a glass ball. And on that glass ball are mission, vision, and values. If the decision you're going to make at any time one of those prongs should start to bend, stop. If at a time the decision you're about to make cracks that ball ever so slightly with mission, vision, values, stop. If you follow this principle and this analysis, I can tell you the decisions you're going to make are going to be great ones. In closing, I want to thank the people that made this afternoon possible. We probably have the greatest public safety training staff. I cannot imagine a better group of staff members. And to support us, I want to thank our district and division commands who allowed adjunct instructors weeks on end to come help us train session 73. So thank you. Ms. Karen Bushel, thank you for taking your time and energy throughout this day. Our color guard, what a wonderful presentation of colors. Officer Kim Curry, beautiful national anthem. Dave Roloff, our forensic photographer, thank you. Joe Lowry, who's a retired Montgomery County police officer, for helping us today. Montgomery County Fire Rescue Services for their technical assistance in making this possibly be viewed from anywhere in the world. Thank you. Obviously, the F.Scott, Fitzgerald Theater, City of Rockville, and Lieutenant Barry. Thank you. And my final thanks to a member of the Academy who served selflessly for 30-plus years and is really going to be missed, Sergeant Kevin Burns. I now invite Pastor Zetz up to the podium to provide our benediction.
Please stand for the benediction. I want you to turn to the person next to you and say, "This is a good day." That goes for you guys too. I want to say to Session 73, this career is noble, it's honorable, it is vital to the well-being of our society. It's a high calling, it's your calling, and it's your dream. When my daughter graduated from Session 59 some years ago, along with her husband who graduated from PG County Academy, which is a good academy, Psalm 91 became very real to me. I began to pray this and ask for divine protection. And it says, "He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will dwell in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say to the Lord, my refuge, my fortress, my God, in whom I trust, for he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." And Psalm 121 says, "I lift up my eyes to the hills. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth." And let's pray. Father, we give you thanks for Session 73, for you gave each graduate the grace to finish well. But Father, they are going from the academy to the streets where there are many new challenges and even dangers that are on the path before them. I pray that you would protect them, keep them safe, preserve their lives. May their field training equip them and empower them to serve in the districts that they are being sent to. I thank you that you will be with them and help them in their new career. Lord, the job, the responsibilities, the pressures are bigger than each one of them, and I ask that you would sustain them through your amazing grace. Father, I thank you for every family represented here. Give each mom and dad, grandfather and grandmother, brother and sister, son and daughter, and all spouses peace in their hearts as they stand with their loved one in their new career today. Lord, I pray, Father, that you would touch our cities in this county. We need your divine intervention. We need a move of your Holy Spirit. And today I pray divine protection over the entire law enforcement family. Father, thank you for what you did today. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your peace. And may your joy and peace be upon us now as we go. And I pray all of this in your glorious name. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Zetz, for those words of protection. The class will now recite the honor code for the community that they will serve. It is printed on the back of your program.
I am a Montgomery County police officer, a soldier of the law. To me is entrusted the honor of the department. I must serve honestly, faithfully, and if need be, lay down my life as others have done before me, rather than swerve from the path of duty. It is my duty to obey the law and to enforce it without any consideration of class, color, creed, or condition. It is also my duty to be of service to anyone who may be in danger or distress, and at all times conduct myself that the honor of the department be upheld.
It is now my pleasure to present the newest law enforcement professionals and guardians of Montgomery County, the graduates of Session 73 of the Montgomery County Police Academy. Session 73, you are dismissed.